Good afternoon. Welcome to Delaware Valley University's Founders Ceremony, the closing event of our Day of Scholarship. I'm Ben Rusolowski, and I have the pleasure and privilege of serving DelVal as the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty, as well as the Interim Dean of the School of Life and Physical Sciences. This afternoon, we will recognize and honor our heritage, as well as the outstanding accomplishments of our students, faculty, and staff. Please stand while we sing the national anthem, led by Sophia Rosati, Emma Connard, and Jennifer Wiley, and accompanied by Don Tenenblatt.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Sophia, Emma, Jennifer, and Dawn. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the chair of Delaware Valley University's Board of Trustees, Majid El-Saya.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to see you all here today. This is our time to reflect and to celebrate the accomplishments of outstanding students, outstanding faculty, and outstanding staff. I'm proud to say on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the entire university family that the dreams, aspirations, and visions of our founders, both Dr. Joseph Kraskoff and Dr. James Work, are embodied in these outstanding honorees and many others who have labored hard and contributed much to the success of Delaware Valley University. We look forward with pride, high hopes, and confidence to the future where Delaware Valley University and its alumni will continue to achieve many great things in the fulfillment of our noble mission. Our founder, Rabbi Kraskoff, had a credo with 18 beliefs. One of those beliefs is very befitting for our occasion today. Quoting the rabbi, "I believe all people should acquire knowledge and foster it, love progress, and further it. So I urge you to continue to embrace and practice this core value." Now it's my pleasure to introduce our president, Dr. Maria Gallo.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Founders Day, our annual celebration of the outstanding achievement of Delaware Valley University students, faculty, and staff. From our founding as the National Farm School in 1896 to our present incarnation as Delaware Valley University, nearly a century and a quarter later, our beloved institution has seen many changes. One constant, however, has been Joseph Krauskopf's founding principle, science with practice. That intrinsic trait is evident in the work of the award winners whom we recognize this afternoon, and it manifests itself today in our innovative approach to experiential education, which we will deepen in the months and years to come. Among the significant moments in the university's evolution was its transformation in 1948 from the National Farm School to the National Agricultural College. Under the tireless leadership of Dr. James Work, the institution thrived, laying the groundwork for future changes and offering an early embodiment of our core values. I never tire of these values, especially today, for they reflect all that we celebrate and aspire to. Respect all people. Value the world of ideas and differences. Pursue excellence. Live each day with integrity. Teach, learn, and serve with passion and commitment. Act as one learning community with one purpose. I thank our award recipients for your contributions to DelVal and to your learning and engagement. You inspire and serve as role models for others, and your efforts make a difference. We are stronger and a better institution for your presence with us. Thank you very much, and it's now my pleasure to turn the program back over to Dr. Rusolowski to begin the important recognition ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, President Gallo. We now recognize members of Delaware Valley University's various honor societies. Alpha Lambda Delta is the Freshman Honor Society. It acknowledges first-year students who earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher during their first semester of study. Would the senior members of Alpha Lambda Delta please stand and be recognized? Delta Tau Alpha is the National Agriculture Honor Society. The organization promotes and recognizes scholarship and leadership accomplishments of agricultural students while emphasizing character development, enhancing undergraduate preparation for professional positions, and joining with other agricultural student organizations in the promotion of agriculture. Would the senior members of Delta Tau Alpha please stand and be recognized? Kappa Delta Pi. The mission of Kappa Delta Pi is to promote excellence in and recognize outstanding contributions to education. Kappa Delta Pi endeavors to maintain a high degree of professional fellowship among its members, to advance professional growth, and to honor achievement in educational work. To these ends, it shall invite to membership persons who exhibit commendable professional qualities, worthy educational ideals, and sound scholarship without regard to race, ethnicity, age, religion, gender, sexual identity, or disability. Would the senior members of Kappa Delta Pi please stand and be recognized? Sigma Beta Delta, the International Honor Society for Business, Management, and Administration, encourages and recognizes scholarship and achievement among students of business management and administration. It further promotes personal and professional improvement and a life distinguished by honorable service to humankind. Would the senior members of Sigma Beta Delta please stand and be recognized? The Order of Omega is a leadership honor society for members of Greek organizations which recognizes juniors and seniors who have demonstrated excellence in scholarship, leadership, and involvement on and off campus. Members represent the top 3% of students on campus. Would the senior members of the Order of Omega please stand and be recognized? Congratulations to all of you. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. April Very, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, to the podium to present the Frank Wolfgang Scholar Athlete Awards.
Thank you, Dr. Ben. Good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to present this year's recipients of the Frank Wolfgang Scholar Athlete Awards. These awards are given by selection of the athletic department to a man and woman who epitomize the ideal of NCAA Division III student athletes, living up to the Division III motto of discover, develop, and dedicate. Division III athletes discover and develop their potential and dedicate themselves through participation in a competitive athletic environment while maintaining high academic success and developing life skills such as teamwork, leadership, sportsmanship, and community engagement. A minimum cumulative grade point average of 3.0 is required for consideration. Let me share a few words about this year's winners, and then I'd like to ask them to come up on the stage to receive their awards and your recognition. Our women's scholar athlete is Kara Imes, field hockey and lacrosse. One of the really great things about Division III is that it allows students to compete in multiple sports. Unlike other divisions, such as Division I, that place demands through scholarship that limit a student's participation, in non-scholarship D3, students don't have to choose to give up a sport they've played for a long time and love. For Kara, she has not only played 2 sports during her 4 years at DelVal, she has started and excelled in both. A biology major and native of Hatfield, Kara spent her last 4 fall semesters on the field hockey team, where she scored 11 goals and assisted on 5 others for 27 career points. She served as team captain as a senior and was named to the conference academic honor roll all 3 years that she was eligible. In the spring, Kara's been a member of the lacrosse team since it began intercollegiate play in 2015 and has been a leader in the development of this new program. She's the program's all-time leader in goals with 104 and third in points with 118. She also owns the career record for draws and the single game marks for goals and ground balls. Kara has twice been named to the all-conference team and will be a candidate this year as well. She's been on the conference's spring academic roll the last 2 years and will be for this season as well. Off the field, Kara has taken part in community service projects with Special Olympics, Hurricane Harvey relief, and Puerto Rico seed relief. Last summer, she got the opportunity to intern at the Last Chance Ranch in nearby Quakertown. Last Chance Ranch is a public volunteer nonprofit organization that rescues and rehabilitates horses and other domestic companion animals. Through this, she even had the opportunity to groom a camel, which not too many people can put on their resume, and I just love that about DelVal. So Kara, please come on up and get our recognition and our thanks. I sent some teammates in the rafters. Our male scholar athlete is Nick DeGotti from the football team. A native of Townsend, Delaware, Nick started his collegiate studies at Williamson College of the Trades in Delaware County before transferring to DelVal prior to the 2016-17 academic year. Our football coaches knew he was a talented linebacker that had come back from a tough injury in a high school all-star game. They knew he was a good student who placed academics first. They didn't know the type of leader they were getting. Nick's first year at DelVal saw him lead the defense in tackles from his linebacker position as the Aggies went 9-2 and won a postseason bowl game. Individually, he was named to the all-conference team and was also voted onto the conference's all-academic team and academic honor roll. More impressively, he was selected by his peers to be a team captain for the 2017 season, a rare feat for someone who was only at DelVal for a year. With Nick as one of the team leaders, DelVal football had a year to remember in 2017. They went undefeated in the regular season and won the MAC championship. They were one of the top seeds for the NCAA playoffs and were ranked as high as 5th in the country, matching the best ranking in program history. The Aggies won their first 2 playoff games at home and hosted the quarterfinal game where they lost a last-second heartbreaker but won the hearts of their many fans. Nick's defense was nationally ranked in a number of categories and helped the team not trail in a single game until the final game of the regular season. He had 21 tackles in one game, just one shy of the school record. He was an all-conference first-team pick for the 2nd straight year, and the business administration major also earned a spot on the MAC academic team and academic honor roll. Nick's impact at DelVal can best be described by a quote from his head coach, Duke Greco, that appeared in a feature on Nick in the Philadelphia Daily News. Duke said of Nick, "I think he's exceeded our expectations 100% in terms of what he's meant in the locker room as a leader. You don't get a lot of guys that can do that in 2 years. He got voted captain. For a transfer, that's unusual. It's been a blessing for us." Nick, congratulations, and come on up and get your recognition. For their commitment as scholar athletes, we recognize and thank Kara and Nick for all that they've done and wish them all the very best in their future endeavors. At this time, I'd like to invite Julia Reynolds, President of Student Government Board, to the podium.
Hello, my name is Julie Reynolds, and I'm the current president of Delaware Valley University's Student Government Board. After being on SGB for the past 2 years, I've learned that my favorite time of year is when we honor our distinguished staff, faculty, administration, and students. Today, I have the honor of presenting 3 Founders Day Service Awards on behalf of SGB. These awards are given annually to a member of the community who have made outstanding contributions to the SGB and student body. Our first recipient today is a member of the administration who every student on this campus can recognize as a resource and a friend. I've had the privilege of working with this campus member in many different ways over my 4 years. Dean Poirier, or better known by many as Dean Tim, guides so many on this campus to help make their time here as enjoyable as possible. Dean Tim works tirelessly in his position as the Dean of Student Development to help each student that steps foot at DelVal. This January, Dean Tim attended the Leadership Institute along with 45 undergraduate students. Over the week-long program, he helped guide students to become better leaders within the program, at DelVal, and after they graduate. His group, Timber, grew incredibly close as a family cluster, but his generosity did not stop there. Dean Tim made a point to get to know each student in attendance. It's because of his generous acts and many more that the Student Government Board is proud to honor Dean Tim and his service to the DelVal community. He's also one for making jokes. Our second recipient today is a member of the faculty who is iconic on campus. Inside the classroom, this professor changes and supports his students. As a professor, he encourages students to bring the current events into the classroom and loves a healthy debate. Students learn by exploring all areas of topics, and in many cases, answers are not considered wrong as long as they can be supported. This faculty member is notorious for sitting down with students and making sure they understand what they are studying, no matter how big or small the topic. Many students regard him as their favorite professor, whether they are in his department or outside. Professor William Veal can always be found, clearly, people's favorites. Professor William Veal can always be found dressed to the nine with his hat and signature wooden cane. This faculty member, however, can be found all around campus, always supporting students. Professor Veal can be found at almost all home sporting events, and he is known for being wonderful he is known for being wonderful at knowing students as individuals. His students love the fact that even during the first week of classes, he has managed to learn their names and faces and approaches them outside of the classroom. Professor Veal embodies what DelVal prides itself on, valuing education by helping others inside the classroom, outside, and within the community. It is my pleasure to award Professor William Veal with the SGB Founders Day Service Award. Our last recipient today is a member of the staff. If a student is involved anywhere on campus, then they have had the pleasure of working with this staff member. It seems as though every semester she is taking on more responsibilities and working more with students. I can't possibly fathom where I would be in my college career had it not been for the generosity of this recipient. Andy Fisher is well known all around campus. She gets to know students in their first semester at DelVal when she teaches DelVal Experience, but they will continue to work with her during their years at the university. Andy has mastered the art of being exactly what a student needs at the right time. Andy knows how to offer advice, guidance, or simply a listening ear. I'm thankful that I have been able to have her as a resource and guide during my 4 years, and I know that she will continue to support students during the rest of their time here. I am proud and honored to award Andy Fisher with this year's SGB Founders Day Service Award. I now invite Dr. Veselowski back to the podium.
Thank you, Julia. The deans will now be presenting the Departmental Achievement Awards for each school. The Departmental Achievement Awards, which are chosen by the faculty of each academic department, are given to outstanding graduating seniors with a cumulative grade point average of 3.2 who have demonstrated effective leadership and good citizenship during their time at Delaware Valley University. The criteria for this award include leadership among one's peers, academic success in the classroom, and outstanding engagement both on and off campus. Dr. Christopher Tipping, Interim Dean of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, could not be with us today. It is now my pleasure to recognize the Departmental Achievement Awards from the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences on his behalf. From Agribusiness, Jacob Hart. From Animal Science, Matthew Edgen. From Equine Science and Management, Blair Allen. From Food Science, Nutrition, and Management, Melanie Mayhew. From Landscape Architecture and Environmental Sciences, Joseph Wallace. From Plant Science, Emmeline Armstrong. It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Tanya Casas, Interim Dean of Business and Humanities, to the podium to announce the Departmental Achievement Award winners from that school.
Thank you, Dr. Rusolowski. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to recognize the Departmental Achievement Awards from the School of Business and Humanities. From Business Administration, Genevieve Misnick. From Criminal Justice, Melissa Nunn. From English, Natalia Zecca-Naples. From Interdisciplinary Studies, Leah Bingaman. She could not be here today. And from Psychology, Arya Plants. Oh. And from Education, Taylor Cox. It's my pleasure to invite Dr. Rusolowski back up to the podium.
I apologize for not waiting for my invitation, Dr. Casas. Thank you, Dr. Casas. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to recognize the Departmental Achievement Award winners from the School of Life and Physical Sciences. From Animal Biotechnology and Conservation, Thomas Kelly. From biology, Julia Kostelny. From chemistry, Angelia Loudermilk. We now recognize our university scholars who are graduating seniors and who have achieved Dean's List for all semesters at DelVal while maintaining an overall GPA of 3.5 or higher. Would the university scholars in the audience please stand and be recognized? Congratulations to all of you, and please remember to pick up your certificates in the atrium before leaving today. I now introduce Dr. James Morian, Dean of the School of Graduate and Professional Studies, who will present the Graduate School Scholar Award.
Well, thank you all. The Graduate School Scholar Award recognizes a graduating student who demonstrates a commitment to excellence in learning, maintains a GPA of 3.75 or higher, excels in the interdisciplinary character of graduate-level work, has the ability to influence and inspire colleagues, has positively represented the program of study and the institution, and has shown the potential to make a significant contribution to their field of study or chosen profession. Marion entered the public policy program as a 4+1 student in the fall of 2015, following an outstanding career as a DelVal undergraduate. During her time in the program, Marion has demonstrated great resilience and maturity. The quality of her work has been exemplary, and she has demonstrated an intellectual curiosity that exceeds her experience level. Marion has been a graduate assistant for the public policy program and has made major contributions to the program in that role. She has managed the program's blog, worked with our social media efforts to promote the program, volunteered on a major plant science project, and has distinguished herself as an exceptional researcher. Marion truly represents the spirit and intent of this award. She demonstrated an innate ability to make a positive contribution to the public policy program, the School of Graduate and Professional Studies, and the world around her. We recognize Marion on her achievement and wish her the very best, as she will graduate with her master's degree this month with a perfect 4.0 GPA. And I'm just going to ad-lib for 1 minute. They asked Mario Cuomo, the former governor of New York, when you would finish a speech, and he would say, when I got up to make the speech. And out in the lobby, I was told some things that I'm going to add to the words I did for Marion. When she came on board as a 4+1 student, she was lacking a little bit of confidence, according to her academic and administrative director. She even thought about quitting the program. But looking for support and finding it from the 2 or 3 terrific professors that she's had here, she stayed the course, and she's now ready to receive this award. And what's interesting also is she's not done yet. She's going to take a year off, and then she's going to take her LSATs, and next step for her is law school, and she's going to study environmental law. And what a great story her career has been at DelVal and in graduate school. So it's my honor to present Marion Rubin with the 2018 School of Graduate and Professional Studies Scholar Honor Award.
Each year, we recognize an outstanding member of the senior class with the Founders Award. The award is given to a student who's demonstrated leadership ability on campus and in the community, and who has served as a role model for their peers as they represent the core values of a DelVal education with an historic yet contemporary kind of transformational experience that our founder intended. I'd like to thank Dr. Ben Rusolowski, Mr. Andrew Moyer, and Dr. Audrey Irvin, faculty member in counseling psychology and last year's recipient of the Distinguished Faculty Member Award, for serving with me as the selection committee this year. The names of the nominees are listed in your program, and I'm confident that you will agree that they are among the most engaged and talented students on our campus. We thank those members of the community who took the time to nominate these students and to recognize their contributions. To all of our nominees, I would like to say that each of you in your own way is leaving DelVal a little bit better than as you found it, and in our book, that's leadership. You have led and excelled in laboratories and classrooms, on fields and courts of play, in fields of harvest, in our farms and barns and stalls, in our residence halls, our places of worship, in clubs and organizations, and in our local community. You've been leaders and exemplars in your campus workplaces, and you've been role models for your peers. I know that for the committee, I say from all of us that you impressed us with your accomplishments, but more, you impressed us with the letters that you wrote about the ways in which your time and experiences at DelVal have been meaningful to you. We know that the future will be extraordinarily bright for you as you go out into the world as ambassadors of Delaware Valley University. So if I could, I'd like to ask for a round of applause for all 21 nominees for this year. Well, this year the committee faced an incredibly difficult task. From our impressive list of nominees, we faced the challenging prospect of interviewing a smaller group of finalists and ultimately selecting the recipient of this year's award. Each year, for those of us who serve on this selection committee, we come away inspired and honestly re-energized about our core mission, which is our students. I truly wish every member of our community could sit in on our interviews. There are inevitably lots of laughs, sometimes tears, but always, always there are powerful stories about the ways that these young people have experienced DelVal and the transformational impact it has had on them, born from some experience, whether large or small, that set them on a wonderful adventure of maturation and discovery. I'd like to share a few words about each of our 7 finalists and ask that you hold your applause until I've had the chance to do so. Elijah Davis is graduating with a 3.5 GPA in business marketing and is pursuing his MBA in the 4+1 program. For those of you who know Elijah, and does anyone not know Elijah? He told us his goal was to know every person on campus before he graduated. This degree path seems the perfect fit as he is hardwired to be an entrepreneur, mover, and shaker. He's led on campus through the business club, with the admission office, the football team, and the small business center. He has created his own business enterprise and has that elusive it factor that lights up a room, and there's no doubt in any of our minds that he's going to make his mark on the world. Shannon Hamilton has had a stellar career at DelVal, graduating with a biology pre-professional degree, focusing on pre-veterinary medicine and minoring in chemistry. Now, as if that doesn't sound challenging enough, she has accomplished this with a perfect 4.0 grade point average. She has complemented her academic work with many internships and shadow opportunities in her field, and has lent her talents to assisting her peers as a supplemental instructor, tutor, and lab assistant. Shannon has been a steadfast presence in the Mannion Veterans Center as a student worker, and instrumental in the creation this summer of the Healing Garden. And for all this, she's off to the University of Pennsylvania in the fall to study veterinary medicine. Dominique Dennis is graduating in agribusiness with a minor in horticulture and shared with us such a wonderful transformation story about her time at DelVal. She often says, "I'm not anything like the person I was in high school. I don't even know her anymore." We love that line. Dom reminds us of how the most serendipitous experience, in her case, joining the Apiary Society, can lead to a trajectory of leadership development, confidence building, and the discovery of skills and abilities that she didn't even know were inside her. Combining that with direct application to her chosen academic field, Dom's complete experience at DelVal was an inspiration to us. Excuse me. This happened last year, too. Julia Reynolds is graduating in wildlife conservation management and a minor in criminal justice. Through her role as president of student government, Julia has become a very articulate and thoughtful ambassador for DelVal in many ways, as she speaks to trustees as a member of the board, friends of the university, for example, those gathered at 1896 dinners, and participates in the university's strategic planning committee. Through SGB, she has been a champion of student concerns as she actively takes up issues and questions with faculty, staff, and administration across campus, and does so in a way to seek positive resolution. In addition to SGB, she serves a major leadership role with her sorority and continues to serve her home and Doylestown community through coaching youth swimming. Aria Plants will graduate with a major in counseling psychology and minor in literary studies. She's been a wonderful example of DelVal's ethos of experiential learning and the ways in which she complemented her classroom work with application. As an RA, excuse me, and a Summer Bridge RA, she was able to apply her major directly to working with other students to understand them and to support their success. Her effectiveness as an RA led to her elevation as a senior RA this year, a challenging role in which she excelled. She further gained experience through student research and the opportunity to present at national and international conferences. She's been a leader in Greek life and student government, as well as a mentor and role model for many of her peers. Corey Grobes is graduating with a degree in counseling psychology and a minor in criminal justice. At DelVal, he's a two-sport athlete in indoor track and lacrosse. For the latter, Corey serves as captain. As a member of the Student Conduct Board, Corey helped to address difficult situations that adversely affect our community. And on and off campus, Corey has demonstrated a commitment to mentoring and elevating others to success, as a peer mentor with the Summer Bridge program, the Office of Student Success, and in the community as an academic mentor and coach with the Re-Education program that brings the sport of lacrosse to those who might not otherwise have the opportunity to pursue it. Corey's headed off to the University of Pennsylvania this fall to pursue his counseling interests. And Brooke Kidding is graduating with a degree in animal science and minor in food science and management. She has enjoyed a stellar academic career, graduating with a 3.85 GPA, and having complemented her studies with an impressive number in internships and work placements. On campus, she's been a leader with Collegiate FFA, Delta Tau Alpha, Block and Bridle, and was a member of the women's soccer team. The list of awards and scholarships she has received is extensive and points to an incredible work ethic, achievement orientation, and embodiment of our core value to pursue excellence. It was clear in our interview that her love and appreciation of DelVal runs deep, and she will continue to be an exemplar in the years to come. For her achievements, she's also off to the University of Pennsylvania in the fall to study veterinary medicine. Thank you all for your varied and your many contributions to our DelVal. You all spoke in your own way and in your own voice about how humbled you were to be considered for this award. But I assure you that truly we were the ones that were humbled and inspired by the personal stories of transformation that you shared and by your love for the university. And thank you for reminding us of the power of what happens here to change lives. So I'd ask that you all please join me in a well-deserved round of applause for these exceptional students. Leadership is often hard to define, but we tend to know it when we see it, and the selection committee saw an awful lot of it this year. You each showed us a different face of leadership, which certainly added to the challenge of our task in selecting this year's recipient. Ultimately, we felt leadership is not a position you hold, it's what you do. Leadership reveals itself in even the smallest of acts that make a difference to others, which sets the bar for character and other qualities for those around you to emulate and follow. In nomination comments and feedback from those who know our recipient well, the word leader was used a lot. Leader by example, someone their peers look up to and listen to, leader in the campus workplace, leader on a team, someone who learned to lead through overcoming significant adversity that would have set others back. During our interview with this year's recipient of the Founders Award, we learned the story of someone who has worked hard to achieve success, certainly for themselves, but more broadly for the community and family around them that has been a support and motivation. As a committee, we resonated strongly with the embodiment of the core values distilled from the writings of our founder that we heard from this student. Simply through sharing their story, we heard about resilience, about the learning that comes from respecting all people and valuing difference, and about a personal commitment to pursue excellence and be a role model for others to do the same. And so, for significant leadership and service, it's my pleasure to recognize Corey Grobes as this year's spouse. Thank you again for the privilege and pleasure of meeting with you, hearing about your story, and for the remarkable transformation that you've made. We so look forward to seeing what you would do with your future. So thank you, and I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Ben.
Thank you, Dr. Very. The Presidential Scholar Award is given to a graduating senior with the highest cumulative grade point average. This year, we have two recipients who are tied for this honor with perfect 4.0 GPAs. Our first co-recipient is a biology major with a pre-professional specialization. At DelVal, she's been active in the Biology Club, the Pre-Vet Club, and Alpha Lambda Delta. She has worked at the Horsham Veterinary Hospital for the past 2 years, and she credits Dr. Ponick and Ms. Johnston as faculty who have mentored her at DelVal, as well as Mr. Smith, with whom she works on campus at the Janet Mannion Military and Veterans Center. She will be attending, as we heard a few moments ago, veterinary school at the University of Pennsylvania this fall. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Shannon Hamilton. Our second co-recipient is a business administration major with a specialization in accounting and a minor in criminal justice. She works in the tax division of Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company in Horsham while serving as a ambassador on campus. She is soon to be a third-generation DelVal graduate. Upon graduation, she will begin her career in the investment arm of Penn Mutual as an accounting analyst. She credits Ms. Kohler, Ms. Rackus, and Dr. Pearson as the faculty members who have guided her as mentors on her DelVal journey. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Genevieve Misnick. I now have the pleasure of announcing the Delaware Valley University Professorship Award. This award recognizes a faculty member who, by their intelligence, proven teaching ability, and research accomplishments, has advanced the university's learning atmosphere and reputation both on and off campus. Members of the faculty, including department chairs, nominate colleagues who exemplify the attributes of this award. All nominees are reviewed by a committee consisting of the previous winners of the award and the Vice President for Academic Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Dr. Allison Buskirk-Cohen. And I'd ask that Dr. Cohen please join me on stage. Dr. Cohen is truly an exemplary and committed faculty member who understands the meaning of academic professionalism. She is an excellent teacher and scholar who is actively engaged in the campus community and in her profession. She teaches a number of psychology courses here on campus at both the undergraduate and graduate levels, ranging from lifespan development to childhood psychopathology to senior seminar and research methods. Currently, Dr. Cohen is teaching a special topics course in psychology that involves students traveling and presenting research papers at a professional psychology conference in San Francisco. That Dr. Cohen would build such a course is no surprise. The faculty member who nominated Dr. Cohen wrote that she embraces student-centered scholarship and views student professional development as both natural and essential to their whole self. He applauded her belief that students are genuine agents in building their education. Students speak highly of Dr. Cohen's mentoring and value her experience as an engaged scholar, co-presenting with students at regional and national conferences. Dr. Cohen has published several articles in peer-reviewed journals, including the Journal of Applied Developmental Psychology, the Journal of Creativity and Mental Health, and the Journal of Teaching and Higher Education. In addition, Dr. Cohen has published book chapters and, more recently, a textbook entitled Taking Sides, Clashing Views in Lifespan Development. Dr. Cohen is actively engaged in the campus community, in addition to mentoring both undergraduate and graduate student research projects. As chair of the psychology department, a department that has seen growth in the last couple of years, she has fostered a supportive and collaborative department culture for both the students and the faculty. Dr. Cohen represents the faculty as an elected representative to the Board of Trustees, and she's also served on a number of campus committees, including several search committees, the Promotion and Tenure Committee, the Institutional Review Board, and the GROW Initiative Task Force. Will you please join me in once again congratulating Dr. Allison Busker Cohen.
Thank you so much. I hope I can find some words. I wasn't prepared for this. Nothing I do is possible without the support, encouragement, and constructive criticism of those around me. So thank you so much to the faculty, to the staff, to members of administration, the Board of Trustees. Without you, just none of this would be possible. And thank you most of all to the students. You inspire me. Hearing about your accomplishments today just amazes me. So thank you so much for the honor of being part of your education. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cohen, and again, congratulations. I now have the pleasure of announcing the Distinguished Faculty Member Award. The Distinguished Faculty Member Award is the most prestigious faculty award at Delaware Valley University. Members of the faculty nominate deserving colleagues for the award in recognition of outstanding performance. The criteria are teaching excellence, availability to students through advising and co-curricular activities, and contributions to the university community, both on and off campus. Nominees are then asked to present portfolios, which include philosophy of teaching, professional achievements, and testimonials from students, alumni, and fellow colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please join me in congratulating the recipient of this year's Distinguished Faculty Member Award, Mr. William Veal. Mr. Veal, will you please join us? So a little bit about Mr. Veal. Mr. Veal has worked at Delaware Valley University since 2003 after a successful career at BASF Corporation, where in his final years he served as the International Vice President for Business Development for Asia Pacific and Latin America for U.S. exports. Mr. Veal initially got to know DelVal as an assistant soccer coach, and then in 2005, he began his second career as an adjunct instructor for the business department, where he discovered his love and aptitude for teaching. In 2013, he joined the full-time faculty and is currently co-chair of the Business and Information Management Department, where he teaches macroeconomics, marketing, management, and international business. Students routinely comment on how much they appreciate the real-world experience Mr. Veal brings to the classroom. Having climbed the corporate ladder at a Fortune 500 company and having traveled all over the world on behalf of BASF, Mr. Veal has many stories to tell and lessons to impart to his students. As one student in his international business course recently commented, William Veal has been one of the most influential professors in my entire college career. Not only are his teaching skills impeccable, but his real-world experience has made my college experience applicable to my job in corporate America. The faculty member who nominated Mr. Veal for this award described how his classes are often filled well beyond capacity, yet he offers the same experience and benefits to students as if the class sizes were smaller, with unequal devotion to his students that is quiet and unassuming, but certainly having a significant and positive, long-lasting impact. Mr. Veal has been very involved on campus in a number of committees, including the Grow Into Your Future Committee, the Student Business Association, and his organization of Pizza with Professors evenings that provide business students with extra support so they can be successful before and after graduation. Mr. Veal has demonstrated a true commitment to getting students interested and engaged in their DelVal experience and, equally importantly, the wider world. Mr. Veal's networking and outreach activities in the broader business community, particularly with the Central Bucks Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Club, and Future Business Leaders of America, have served to catapult the careers of recent graduates. Most importantly, Mr. Veal has modeled for students what it means to be an entrepreneur. In 2016, he founded the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Center as a partnership between DelVal and New Britain Borough. The center boasts a long list of volunteers from local business community to provide advice to local entrepreneurs and hands-on experience for our students who help craft business plans. To quote the faculty member who nominated Mr. Veal for this prestigious award, the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Center addresses a critical need in our stakeholder community by serving local businesses and then connecting them to DelVal in ways that were previously inaccessible. Community building and student opportunities abound as a result of Mr. Veal's vision, and dedication to the implementation of this important service are what make him stand apart. Will you please join me again in congratulating Mr. William Veal as the 2018 recipient of the Distinguished Faculty Member Award. Would you please say a few words?
All right, this is too much. This is too much. I'm definitely not ready for this. Professor Cohen, would you come back up here? I don't know what to say. I really don't. Thank God for these students. That they resuscitated me, which I may fall dead right now. First of all, some correction there. Co-founder of Pizza with the Professors, and Professor Stephen Belon really deserves the credit because he buys the pizzas. I just come up with ideas. My great thanks to the business faculty, my two fellow co-chairs. They keep me out of trouble all the time because I think I'm in business and I do things. It's troublesome at times. To my friends in the booth up there who keep me technologically sound most of the time, no matter what time of day, I appreciate that. And I really thank all of you for everything. This has been the greatest. And the best teacher of all is my wife. I wouldn't know what I was doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Veal, and again, congratulations. Will you please rise for the alma mater, which will be performed by Sophia Rosati, Jennifer Wiley, and Emma Connard, and is printed on the back of your program. At the conclusion of the recessional, you are all invited to share in refreshments and fellowship in the Umasella atrium and congratulate the nominees and award winners. And again, students, please remember to pick up your certificates in the atrium before leaving today. Congratulations to everyone.